James is the Director of DJS Research and has 15 years experience in this field working in the education sector, working for Imperial College, University of Reading and Learn Direct. He graduated from Leeds University with a BSc in Psychology and Sociology and is also an ex-pupil of Stonyhurst. So, welcome James.
Thank you. Thank you for that introduction. So, I work at DJS Research. I'm Research Director at DJS Research. And DJS Research conducts market research across a real range of different sectors, but particularly in the education sector. So we work a great deal for universities, for colleges, and for schools as well. And it doesn't need me to tell you that there's a lot of change, a lot of unprecedented almost change going on in the education sector, and some of that is tangential to you. So the university tuition fees, for example, doesn't impact on you directly, but it will impact you in some way because perhaps will change the way people think about education. People might think a little bit more about how much things cost. People might think a bit more about the value for money of education. And I think along with that change, along with a lot of other things, the recession clearly, new technologies, I think that could potentially be a bit of a threshold moment for education. So from your point of view, I mean, I think the list of potential uses for research is endless really. I've just tried to give a feel for you on this slide. But in terms of recruiting, it's understanding your catchment area, perhaps almost mapping out which are the pockets that are most appropriate for your customers. You might have an idea of which areas your customers come from, but do you know completely there may be a smaller pocket that you've missed, for example. So understanding a bit about your catchment area, understanding, I think, a bit about inquiries and why they convert and why they don't convert is crucial. So following up on inquiries and going back to them and saying, we didn't hear from you, you know, what happened? And there may be something that you did wrong there, or it might just be that they decided not to choose an independent school. But knowing that is really crucial, and knowing it on an ongoing basis is essential. Knowing whether your marketing communications work, the new advert, for example, everybody may love it within the school, the teachers might love it, but does the customer love it? And do you take some of those communications before and test them with some potential consumers before you release it? Looking at what is our offer, so looking at maybe bigger strategic questions about what should our brand stand for, what would we offer that would be different. Research can help you with that. Research can help you understand where you're positioned versus the competition, so where are your strengths and weaknesses. It can also help you a little bit understand where to prioritize and where perhaps you overperform. For example, you might be spending a lot of money on written materials that people don't want. So by finding out about that, you can tailor things accordingly. Some people might want those written materials, but if you can know who it is that does, then you can prioritize a bit. So in some ways, market research can also help you save money as well as help you do things differently in the future. There's also other perspectives, so the staff, for example, understanding how happy the staff are is an important thing. Retaining good teachers is crucial. You know, one of the challenges that was mentioned on the survey. Also, your alumni are a very important group. Understanding a bit about them, what they're doing, how happy they are with your communications, etc., is also really important. And understanding whether people will recommend you in the future as well is another thing, and if so, why, and if not, why not? So there's quite a range of things, really, I think, that range of questions that research can answer. I think some of those you would want to know on an ongoing basis, so why inquiries convert, how many, and why they do and why they don't, might be something that you want to have all the time. Other things you might do on a more one-off basis, so in terms of developing your offer, that might be a part of a strategic marketing review that you might do every 5 years or so. The really crucial thing is, what are we actually going to do with the results? One crucial aspect of the school is the brand. And you can ask questions about the brand, but I think it's important to put it into a framework. So to understand how it is that the brand works, to try and tailor your questions and activities accordingly. So the brand really starts from knowledge. So do they know about the school? But it's not just do they know about the school, it's do they think about the school when they think about education in the local area, because there may be a difference. They may know about you, but not think of you top of mind. It might be like, yeah, I know about them, but I didn't really think about them first time. So that salience is a really important part of that public awareness. Understanding favourability, how much they like the school, but also relevance. So they may think it's you're a great school, but not really relevant for somebody like them. So understanding that as well is important. And then what goes on into consideration, and then whether people would recommend you. And so this really just gives you a bit of a structure, if you like, to understand the brand. You can measure where you are at each level. You can look at where differences might exist, and you can tailor your activities accordingly. I think research can give you clarity, so if you don't ask, you'll never know. So it's worth at least asking the question. It can give you insight, things that you've not thought about before. It can help you understand things a bit more clearly. It can give you a bit of structure to your processes, and it can also help you tailor and target and be a bit more efficient. And it can also help you as well monitor along the line. So see how things change, how does satisfaction change, how does brand performance change, how do parents' priorities change over time. So that's it.